Hello and welcome to the next chapter called Quarkus Data, where we're gonna see how to manipulate the data in the databases and how to search it, for example. And so almost all of the data is stored in a database, so we need to know how to connect to it. So the first thing that you might want to do with your app is to configure the data source. So how do you connect to the database, right? And it's mostly the same as in any other backend as a Spring and Java EE, any type. So let's create actually our app. I prepared a string, so you have a maven, default Quarkus plugin create, project group editor now, artifact is data source setup, and then we have a greeting resource and the path is /hello. We can actually, let's create. So we'll have this basic normal project, nothing more, nothing less. So let's go there, data source setup, and we have here the POM XML and nothing special, right? So now we can add here our data source, and the plugin is called Graal. I think I actually have do I have it? Yeah, so we have this line, so let's call the maven v Quarkus add extension, and then the extension is Graal. It just adds the maven dependency, but it's more convenient. So I'll open the project. Okay, so I opened the project, and we can go to the POM XML, and you can see that we have here the Quarkus Graal. So the Graal is basically a data source implementation that's used mainly by the Quarkus. There is a few different, but the major one is Graal. And so it basically gives you ability to set up the data source, but before that you need also to have a database drivers. So you don't have currently you don't have any. The Graal provides default, I think it's like 6 different database types, from which is Postgres, H2, Derby, MariaDB, MySQL, and some more. I think it's Oracle as well. And so that might cover mostly of the needs, but sometimes you need more. So just Google for them if you want to use something more. In this video, we're gonna use 2 of them. First one is H2, and the second is MariaDB. Maybe we'll cover the Postgres in some of the videos as well, just for difference, like for variability, right? So let's add one more. Let's add one more data dependency, and so the list of dependencies will be specified. The link for them will be specified, and the comments in this video. So let's add, but basically you could put a GDBC and then the name of the database. It's almost always works. So in this case, let's use GDBC H2, and it's there. And also let's add MySQL as well while we're at it. Okay, now we have 2 more dependencies. Nothing additional, right? So we have H2 and then GDBC MySQL. Let's import it as well. And so now we can go to the application properties and set up our config. So the first thing, of course, is a Quarkus, and then data source, and then you have the default list of the, and you can put here a name of the driver. For example, this one is org H2 driver, like this. So first we will use the H2, the default in-memory database, and then we can put a URL here. So to specify the in-memory database, we can put a GDBC, and then H2, and then mem, and then default or something like this. So the next thing is you can call a Quarkus data source. Username will be default. So now once we have this default setup, right? So we have a driver, URL, username, minimum and maximum size. We can go to the greeting resource and call the inject, and then just Graal data source like this, right? And let's data source get connection, prepare call, select 1, 2, 3, like this, right? So this should, I think it should work. So let's also add an exception as an output, and let's call the execute. So we won't get the output of it, but if you know how the data source works, so you know that you can get a string or whatever you're selecting. But basically, we'll just query this useless select from the database, right? So yeah, so we'll execute it and return a hello if everything is fine. If not, then we just, you know, throw an exception. Basically, we'll have a skill exception like this. So let's run our app, Maven Quarkus dev. So it started. Okay, let's go to the Postman, and you can see that hello is executed. Okay. And data source default initial small smaller than minimum, connection will be created when necessary. So yeah, so it's working correctly. We can also, let's also create the MySQL database for a while. So you need to have, I suggest for this section to install and play around with Docker, so you know how to use it. So we'll use the Docker to create new database. Currently I have MariaDB running, but I won't use it. I'll create a new one. I have here a link to the MySQL. So we'll use this docker run -name QuarkusDB, and the MySQL root password is root. So we'll have a root, and then the port it will be 3310 to the internal 3306. So the port of the container will be served at the 3310. And so yeah, so let's you can see that it's started on the here. So you can see that we have a Quarkus DB. If I make it smaller, but yeah, so just like this. So let's make it back. So yeah, so first thing first, let's exec into it. Adding e bash like this. So MySQL -u root -b root. So we're currently in the database. Let's create a database hello. I don't know, why not? Okay, use hello and create table greeting like this, I think, and then int. What do we have? Int id int, and then greeting string like this, something like varchar, whatever. But it will have limitations. So okay, so we have a okay, I think we just use text. Okay, this will work. So we have table greeting, yes, so we can select everything from greeting. You see that we have nothing here, so let's insert into greeting values 1 hello, like this. And so now select from greeting, we will have ID1 greeting hello. So that's exactly what we want. And yeah, for now this will work. We can sign out from it. Let's go to the IntelliJ IDEA back, and let's open our application properties here. Sorry that I haven't made it a little bit larger. So let's modify it a little. So here we'll specify that we are using MySQL, and then the default localhost 8010. Oh, sorry, this is 3310, right? And then we specify the greeting database like this, or it's actually hello. I think it's hello, right? I don't remember. What was it? I think it was hello. So let's create a hello database. The username is root, and then you can also specify a password here if you have a password, or you can also specify it, I think, in the URL. And so we need now the com MySQL JDBC driver. So this is our driver here. I think GCG is not this one, but There is also a driver, so I don't remember. I think this one is more correct, but we'll try two of them if it's not working. Let's just refresh my memory. This one is more correct. I remember there was some problem with it. So yeah, so now we have a driver, correct driver. We have a JDBC MySQL connection corrected. We have a username and password, and then the minimum maximum size of the connection. So let's actually query this. Select everything from, what do we had? The hello, I think. So this should work for us, and let's see if it's working. Let's run our maven Quarkus dev. We'll see if we have any errors once we run our app. We'll see more issues later. So let's query our hello, and we see that we have hello doesn't exist. So yeah, that's correct, because I forgot that we have a greeting. So we have a select everything from greeting. So this was, I think, the correct way. So let's call Postman once again, and yeah, that's working. Okay, so now let's get a result. So let's firstly have a prepared call. Let's name it call actually, so it's callable statement. So call, let's get a result set. Let's call result set next to get first object, and then result set gets string at index 2. So there is column index set that goes from the 1 to 2, but we can also use a greeting, I think, right? So the greeting column name, column label, and let's return it basically. Yeah, and don't forget to call the actually execute, the call execute. That's what we forgot to make here. So we get connection, prepare code, execute, get result set, and then we call next to go to the first row, and then get string. You don't need to do it. I'm just showing you that the connection is established basically. So now if we go here, you can see a hello, and we can also docker ps docker exec. Let's actually, I think we have a, okay, let's yeah, let's connect to this thing. MySQL means root means proot, and then use hello, select everything from greeting, and then update. Let's actually insert into greeting values to hello, like this, I think. So it will be a German version. So insert it, and let's just use a next. So we go skip one of them and go to the next one. So yeah, let's also call our main Quarkus dev. You don't need to restart it. I just use the same command to connect to Docker. So now if we go to the hello, you can see that we have a hello, which is the second row of our database. And one more magical thing that you can do with it. So let's actually, I'll use this one for Docker. I'll always be open for it, and then here I'll go to my data source setup folder, right? So we'll have a maven v Quarkus dev run here, and here we're gonna call the MySQL root. So next thing that you need to know for the egg roll is that this thing is not specified for one database. So let's imagine that you want to have two databases together, so you can query something from one and then from other. That's possible as well. So we can go to the application properties and then duplicate everything. And here you just specify the name, for example, hello, like this. And here you can specify a name like users, right? Something like this. So we'll use the same localhost, but you can specify, you can put here in memory and something like this. So we'll create a users database. Let's create it right now. Create database users, use users, and create table user, ID int, and then name text like this. Okay, so yeah, so and let's insert into user values 1 Dmytro like this, and we have a problem here to use values. I think name text Dmytro. Okay, I see the problem, values like this. Okay, so now we have two databases with two tables, and so we have two setups, so users and hello. So how do you specify specific data source here? So Quarkus can decide which one you want to use. It's not like a wizard or something, so this is really easy. So you just put data source here, and then you put a name here. So in our case, first one is hello, and then let's create same thing but with users, and let's name users data source like this. So now we can call the I won't make it beautiful, but you get the idea. So we have a string hello like this, and then we can go to the users data source, get connection, prepare call, same thing, select everything from users, from user in this case, right? Then we get the call to in our case, right? Call to execute, call to get result set, and then let's name it user set, and user set next, and then user set get string at the column index 2. And so let's just use the hello plus like this plus and this thing. This is not like a correct way to do it at all. It's just, I'm just showing you how you can use two of the data sources together like this. And so if you go here, you can see that you queried two of them and you have hello Dmytro. So yeah, this is super easy and super convenient for well, if you want to use just a plain connection, right? There is a lot of stuff that you can use as an ORM, so that you won't feel this pain of writing everything and using the result sets, executing all this stuff. There is a lot of stuff that you can reuse even from the Spring. You can use a Spring GPA to make the magic of the methods. So yeah, so this is like this. Okay, so now you know how to use a data source. You can also specify a test class, in a test environment. You can use a H2 database. There is also libraries for it. So you know now how to use a data source itself, how to split it into the different data sources, so you can have one data source from one database and then the other from the other, and how to actually query them. But you know that you have just a connection here, and yeah, that's enough. So this was just more as a presentation how to create data sources. So there might be not a situation when there will be situations when you'll need to single time when you need to use a data source, because other than that you probably will use with the, for example, Kubernetes or similar stuff. So yeah, in next video we're gonna see how to use it, and yeah, see you in the next lecture.